So today is going to be the final day of adaptations. And this is kind of our final day talking specifically about plants. Um, they will come up in the future. Plants are an essential part of um, every ecosystem. So we will be talking about them, but we're going to do a slight review, and then I have a quiz for everyone to take. Okay, so could someone, what do you guys know from this screen? What do you guys see on this screen? Let's have Roberto. What do you remember from this screen? What are these plants? You don't have to remember the names of the plants, but do you know anything about the plants or where we would find these plants? Or
No.
no? It doesn't have to be names. Where would we find these plants? Do you remember what climate these plants are from?
Yes.
What climate?
Cold climate.
Yeah, cold climate. Yeah, these are cold climate plants. Does anyone have anything to share about these plants? Yeah, Katie.
They have different adaptation to survive in the cold climate.
Yeah, do you know one of the adaptations one of these plants have?
Yes. Mhm. When alpine plants grow low ground to avoid the strong wind, and they grow in groups to keep warm.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so they grow really close to the ground and they huddle up into groups. Does anyone remember why they huddle close to the ground? Why is it better to be close to the ground? Cherry? Oh, I mean Neymar. Sorry, Cherry. Neymar? Do you remember why it's better for plants to stay close to the ground? What are they trying to hide from? What are they hiding from when they're close to the ground? It's okay if you don't know. What is ferocious? Do you remember what ferocious was? Ferocious what? It's part of our reading. Okay. It's okay. Cherry, do you know what these plants are hiding from? Remember, these plants are staying close to the ground and they're huddled together. What are they hiding from? Usually if you're too tall, you're gonna blow in the what? When you're walking outside and something happens and you get really cold, what happened? Do you remember?
The flower is dead.
Flower isn't dead. Okay, Harry, last try. What are these plants hiding from?
Hiding from ferocious winds.
Yeah, from ferocious wind. Remember, guys, it's very windy and cold. So if you can hide close to the ground and huddle together, they're protecting themselves from the wind. Because if you look at it, if the wind was blowing, it would hit one of these plants, but the other side is protected from the other plant. So that's why they're huddled together, because they're protected. Each individual plant is protected by the wind, from the wind. Okay, any other adaptations you guys see? Any other adaptations? Does anyone remember what this adaptation is for? There's two reasons. There's two adaptations here. Trucklin.
Yes.
What are some adaptations this plant has? Is this a flower? Do you remember if this is a flower?
No.
No, it's not a flower. Do you remember what this does for the plant? What adaptation this is? So what is the adaptation? Can you describe to me what the adaptation is? Like, what does it look like? This plant looks kind of weird. What's covering it? What's all this stuff on it? Just describe it to me. What colors is it? Does it look soft? Does it? Yeah, purple. Does it look soft or hard?
And soft.
Soft. And doesn't it look like a bunch of little hairs just like covering a plant? It almost looks like the plant has a beard or something. So what do you think those little hairs are doing to the plant? What are they doing for the plant? They're trying to keep it what? When you put on a jacket before you go outside, what's the jacket doing?
The jacket me to not make you cold.
Yeah, to not make you cold. This plant made a jacket to not make it cold. So it has all these little hairs on it, and it put on all these little hairs, and it acts like a coat to keep it warm. Does anyone remember the second reason? Has something to do with it being white, Let's have David. Why is this plant white? Do you remember? What's it protecting it from? So it's protecting it from the cold.
Wind.
Wind, yes, the wind. And one more thing.
Cold.
It's something that can be very, very bright.
From the sunlight?
Yeah, from the sunlight. Guys, so white surfaces reflect sunlight. So if I had this notepad, it reflects sunlight, which means it bounces off. Boom, boom, boom. Sunlight likes to bounce off white surfaces. Black surfaces, sunlight absorbs into it. So if this notebook was left outside on its black cover, black would get really, really hot. But the white surface would stay cold because it's reflecting and bouncing. Same thing with this plant. Because it's white, it's going to reflect sunlight and keep it nice, and it's going to make it so it doesn't get burnt because there's no trees or anything to protect this plant from the sun. The sun's very dangerous. It gets very, very, very hot for the plant. It doesn't want to burn the leaves of its plants. This is to protect it from the sun as well. Okay, can anyone tell me why these plants are so colorful? Why are these flowers so colorful? Trong, huh? Why are these plants so colorful? Why are these flowers so colorful? Do you remember why flowers take on different colors? What are they trying to attract? What are they trying to attract?
Attract the pollinator.
Yeah, they're trying to attract the pollinators. They're very colorful and they're trying to attract the pollinators. In the mountains, there's not that many pollinators, so they have to be extra beautiful and extra bright in different colors to attract those pollinators. Okay, let's move on. Okay. Just remember, there's so many different climates, but the cold climate, plants live here. So welcome to the mountains. Plants that live here have developed ways to cope with the cold temperatures, snow, high winds, and strong sunlight. So cold temperatures, snow, high winds, and strong sunlight. From warm coats to heated buds, these plants know how to protect themselves. So these plants are designed to protect themselves from the cold. If you guys remember, these needles on these trees are to protect the tree from how heavy the snow is. That is another adaptation, okay? That was an example of adaptation before we learned about adaptations. Okay, on dry land. Water is hard to find in the desert, but when the rains come, the plants are ready. They can take in lots of water in a short time and store water for a long time. Plants that store water in their leaves or stems are called succulents. So, sorry, I keep on doing that. Where is the water stored in these plants? Let's have courage.
A stem or leaf.
Yeah, they're stems or leaves. Yeah, so these plants store water. Remember, they live in an environment that they can't find water all the time. It usually doesn't rain. It sometimes takes months and months to rain. And they have to store water for a long period of time, or they will dry out and die. So these are some desert plants. And remember, they have tons of adaptations to protect them from the heat, as well as animals trying to get their water. A lot of the cactus or cacti have spines to protect from animals eating them. This leaf also has almost like these thorny edges to protect it. Okay. All these different plants have different ways to protect their water. And remember, this goop in here, this goop in this leaf is how this plant stores water for a very, very long time. Does anyone remember what most of these leaves have on the outside of it? What do these leaves have on the outside to protect from water leaving them? Do you guys remember what it is? What is on the outside of these leaves? Aisha,
What?
do you remember what's on the outside of these leaves that help protect them from losing water?
No.
No? Okay, I'm gonna give you a hint. So I'm gonna start typing it, okay? Do you remember now? This is the first letter. What is on these leaves to help protect them from losing water? Oh, Harry told me the answer in chat. Good job, Harry. Do you remember?
No.
Okay. Let's see if anyone else knows. So Harry has the correct answer. James, so these leaves have something on the outside of them, but it helps it protect it from losing water, and it starts with a W. Do you know what it is? It's a substance that they put on the outside of their leaves. It starts with a W. It's okay if you don't remember. This is a kind of a harder question. It starts with a W. I'll give you one more letter. So W-A. Okay, let's see if anyone else knows. So Harry is the only one. So Harry, let's see what it is. What is the answer, Harry?
Wax.
Yeah, wax. They have wax on the outside of their leaves to protect it from water. Do you remember, David? There you go. Yeah, so they have wax on the outside. Yeah, so these plants don't have a lot of water. So they protect themselves different ways. So they have thorns, they have needles, they have wax, they have thick leaves to store their water. Okay. Conclusion. So this is our conclusion, and then we're going to take the quiz. Oh no, we have one more section. Deserts are very dry places. Water is scarce. When a plant or animal manages to find water, they need it to last them a very long time. Surviving to the next rain is important in order to reproduce. So these plants are trying to survive. They are trying to live. Many plants in the deserts do not have large leaves because that would give more surface for the water to escape. So you're never going to see large, thin, leaves like you would on a tree. Those are way too big and they're really thin. They would lose all their water and dry up. Their leaves are going to be a little bit smaller and thick to store water. Also, many leaves are waxy and very good at holding water. Cactus spines are usually white to reflect the sun's heat, keeping the plant cooler and therefore using less water. So we have water worlds. So this is all plant life started in the water, with algae being the first plant family. Today it has an incredibly 85% of all the plants that live in the ocean. They have special features to help them survive in the water. So even plants in the ocean have adaptations. Okay. One of these plants is called an emergent plant. Okay. Emergent plants such as lilies are rooted in a pond or riverbed, but grow tall to poke through the surface of the water. Why does this lily poke through the surface of the water? Let's have Lily answer this.
So they can get sunlight so they can photosynthesis.
Thank you. Yes, it can reach the sunlight for photosynthesis. Trucklin. Why are the flowers above the water? What helps? Why is it important that the flower is above the water? What can visit the flower if it's above the water? What type of animals visit flowers? Do you remember what type of like insects or animals visit flowers?
No.
You don't know any insects that visit flowers? What makes honey? Bees. Yeah, so bees visit flowers. Sometimes birds visit flowers. Do you remember what these are called? These are pollen what? Yeah, these are pollinators. So pollinators visit these flowers for nectar. So this flower, if it was underwater, it would be very hard for the bee to visit the flower. Bees cannot swim, okay? So it's very important that this flower is above water. So that's another adaptation, is the flower is above water. But every plant has hundreds of adaptations in it. It just, you have to look at the plant and try to figure it out. This enables them to reach for photosynthesis. So remember, this is really important because if they're on the surface of the water, they can photosynthesize. All these plants below them are in the shade and it would be very hard for them to photosynthesize. So here is your quiz's code. I'd like everyone to write down the code and take the quiz right now, okay? You guys can take this quiz after we go over it as well, don't worry. The quiz is not going anywhere.
A few moments later.
You guys are doing really good though. I'm very proud of you guys. Okay. I would like to take the quiz now. I'll do a practice so you guys, we don't ruin the scoreboard. So I'll do a practice. Okay, so we're gonna take the quiz together now. So what adaptation might a rose have? Thorns, thick fur, spots that look like eyes, or I can't read the fourth one. How about David? Do you know the answer?
I don't do that.
Okay. So guys, the answer is thorns. Remember thorns. There's only 30 seconds or 45 seconds, so it's kind of hard. Why might some plants have thorns? To attract insects that spread pollen, to stay safe from animals that want to eat the plant, to take nutrients from the air. So we have Lily So I'm gonna have to click this one because it's about to run out of time. So to stay safe from animals that want to eat the plant. Here, let me make sure I have my participants up. Okay, so if you raise your hand now, I can call on you. Some plants have brightly colored flowers to attract bees, birds, and butterflies. True or false? True or false? Lily,
True.
true. Good job, Lily. Yeah. How might small leaves help a tree survive in windy climate? What would these leaves do? Can take in lots of sunlight? Do not tear easily in the wind? Or attract lots of birds? Attract lots of birds. So if the leaves are tiny, they're going to be less likely going to tear in the wind. The desert is a hot, harsh environment. Which adaptation helps protect the cactus from animals trying to eat it? Bad odor, needle-like leaves, or poisonous venom? Let's see if Roberto.
Needle-like leaf.
Yeah, needle-like leaves. Very good. What do plants need to survive? Is it swamps, bees, leaves, and nutrients? Sunlight, water, air, and nutrients? Or sunlight, winter, fall, and nutrients? 1, 2, or 3? 1, 2, or 3? Lisa.
3.
3?
The third answer. The
Okay.
yellow.
It's sunlight, water, air, and nutrients, not fall and nutrients. Okay. Why might some plants that grow on a shady, rainy rainforest floor have large leaves? Why would they have large leaves? To stay safe from predators, to attract different animals, to take in as much sunlight as possible, or survive harsh winters. Lily, you're raising your hand again.
To take as much sunlight as possible.
Yeah. To take as much sunlight as possible. Some trees produce nuts that help create new trees. True or false? Kanan? How about an acorn? Is an acorn in? Yeah, true. Good job. Okay, some grasses grow in hot, dry areas. Why might they grow deep roots? To take in as much light as possible, to protect the plant from sun damage, to reach water down below, or space for seeds to spread. Does anyone know the answer? Harry, how about you?
Yes.
1, 2, or 3? Were you paying attention?
To reach water down below.
Yeah. Good job, Harry. What is the other word for sugars that plants make? Honey, glucose, glue, or stuff? Raise your hand if you know the answer. Raise your hand if you know the answer. Lisa.
Glucose.
Glucose. Very good. We have a redemption question. What do plants need to survive? Number 1, number 2, or number 3? 1. Lily saying 1. What else? Raise your 1, 2, or 3. Show me your fingers. Show me your fingers. Courage is saying 1. Okay, I'm going to go with 1. You guys are saying 1. Good job, guys. Okay. What is one possible reasons for seeds to have hooks of barbs? To protect themselves from the sun, to get attached to animals, to stay warm during the winter, or to stick animals and steal nutrients from them? David.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, or 4. Why do plants have barbs?
Bars.
Barbs.
Barb?
Remember, it gets barbs to get attached to what?
Attach
Do you remember?
to the other plant to get their own nutrients.
No, it's to attach to animals. Remember, to spread the seeds. Which of these is an example of a plant adaptation? People cut down trees to make lumber. Vines that can stick to walls and grow to trees or buildings. A plant needs sunlight to survive. Or roots soak up water and nutrients from the soil. 1, 2, 3, or 4. Let's see your fingers. I'm looking at your videos. 1, 2, 3, or 4. 1, 2, 3, or 4. David, what do you think? Oh, I'm going to answer 2, 2. Oh, 2 it is. I'll go with 2. Good job, guys. Okay. Which adaptation might protect a plant from being eaten? A thorny stem, a waxy coating, flowers that look like bees. Okay, 1, you guys are saying 1. We're going to go a little bit faster. I'm just looking at your cameras. I'm looking at your cameras. Mistletoe is a parasitic plant that steals nutrient from plants. What is a parasite? A way to grow, change, to adapt to environment. A habit that is hot and dry and receives very little rainfall for you. A living thing on another living thing that takes from it. And a part of a plant that takes nutrients from the soil. Fingers, fingers. 3, 3, 2. Lily's saying 2. Yeah, it's a living thing that lives on another living thing. It's a parasite. That was a hard question. That's a very hard question, I know. So this is the rose again. In a dry area, it curls up and lays dormant until there is enough water. What does dormant mean? 1, 2, 3, or 4. Flowering, not active, dead, or dried. 2, 2, 2. Okay, let's see anyone else answers. Guys, you can stick your fingers up if you know the answer. Yeah, so dormant means not active. Good job, Roberto. I saw a lot of 2s. I just saw Roberto's 2. Very good, Roberto. What does it mean to survive, to grow, to stay alive, to be born, or to have energy? Roberto's saying 2 again. Let's see what else other people are saying. 2. 2, 2, 2, 2. Okay. We have 3 more questions. Why does a carnivorous plant eat bugs? Because bugs are yummy, so the bugs can pollinate the plant, or so soil and swamps have few nutrients. 3, 3. Okay, we're gonna go with 3, guys. Yeah, guys, they can't pollinate the plant if they're being eaten. Okay, what do we call the process by which a plant takes food? Photograph, photobomb, photosynthesis, or photographic memory? This is an easy one. Well, how does it make its own food? Yeah. 3, you guys all know that one. 3. Okay. What is one reason why some plants have scents? To attract animals, to spread its pollen, to shed extra water off the plant, or to take nutrients from the soil, or to conserve water during dry periods. Let's see your fingers. 1. I'm seeing a lot of 1s. I'm seeing some 2s. 1s, you guys, well, I think the 1s are winning. Let's go for 1. Good job, guys. I think we have 1 more and then we are done for today. Carnivorous plants eat bugs, birds, or fish. Neymar?
Bugs.
Bugs. Neymar got that one right. Good job, Neymar. Yeah, so we just finished the quiz and we got 100%, I think. We just missed 1. Okay, so before you guys head out, I'll show you your homework. So this is your homework. So we're going to send you guys out a new book tonight. You guys are going to get a brand new book, and it's Ecosystems and Interactions. And I'd like you guys to just read the first few pages and fill them out. But we are going to start a new lessons on ecosystems and interactions. Okay? Hope everyone gets the book tonight, and please read. It's going to help next class so much. In next class, I'm going to ask you what you know about ecosystems before the class starts. I want to know what you know. So the more you read, the more you'll know. I'm going to ask you what you know about ecosystems next class. Okay? Hope everyone has a great day.